Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another video. So I'm back finally, and before we continue on with the game as a whole, when it comes to testing, there's a little bit of a problem with the player movement. Now, there's nothing broken in the player movement, but it just needs more refinement. So that is what we're going to work on now. And we'll begin by creating some variables. So let's have a look. I'm going to put my new variables here below the public floats for the controller dead zone. Obviously you can put them wherever you like, and we'll create a type float, private float, underscore x-axis. Close that off. Into the comments defines naming convention for the x-axis for input. Obviously you can put regarding input or whatever. It's a little bit janky, that English, but it'll do for our purposes. We'll copy and paste the line in. We'll change X to Y, and we'll also do the same in the comments. And for the next variable, we'll create of type private float again, underscore analog stick angle. Close that line off. Into the comments defines naming convention for the analog stick angle. And now we'll create another block, and these can be of type private and of type int this time. Underscore, I'm going to put 0 degree, so 0 degrees, we'll call it angle, and we'll say that's equal to 0, close the line off. Remember, we don't need an F for the int. Defines 0 degree axis, and again we'll copy and paste that in, but we'll do it twice this time. So 90 degree angle, change the value here, change the comment, and this one's going to be 180, remembering to change the value as well. And we'll change the comment again, so we'll just say 180 degree axis. And we'll come below, we'll create of type, we can make this public, and we can make it a type int. I think you'll want to experiment with this value to find one that suits your project. But I think we can use whole numbers. I don't think we'll need to go to 0.5 of numbers or anything like that. So we'll use an int. Obviously, if you do end up you wanted to use a 0.5, 0.3 or whatever value, you can just change that to a float. Just remember to put the F on the end of the value. But for now, let's give this a naming convention of degree modifier. I'm going to use a value of 10. So let's get that into the comments. Defines degree modifier value, and I don't think we'll need any more variables for now, so in fact I'm going to come down to the bottom of the script and I'm going to come just above our input managers. So private void, and we'll say player input controller, open and close brackets, open and close again. Let's put the, or copy and paste in a debug log and change out the naming convention. And what we want is to say underscore x-axis is going to equal the input dot get axis, open and close brackets, close the line off. Inside the brackets we'll put the little speech marks and we'll say horizontal, and then we'll come to the comments. So we'll say set the underscore x-axis variable to equal the horizontal input, and let's copy that. We'll paste it in below. We'll change that to y-axis. Obviously now it's vertical. Right. Let's tidy these comments up. We'll change the comment to vertical. We also need to change that to y-axis also. And we'll come below, we'll say analog stick angle. It's going to be equal. Now what we want to do is get the degree base, obviously angle of the analog stick. So I'm going to type this line out. Then we're going to break it up and comment it. So we're going to say math f dot atan2. We'll open and close brackets. Inside the brackets we're going to say underscore. We'll say y-axis, comma, underscore, and the x-axis. Then we'll come to the end of the line. We're going to say times mathf dot rad2 degree. And we'll close that line off. So let's break this up for editing. And as always, I suggest you read up about these functions as you always do, but we are going to go through what they do so we can have an angle. So we'll say, just copy and paste that variable in, analog stick value, and we're going to say equals, so mathf dot atan2, and what that does, that returns an angle between, well, it's not really between x and y, it's based on a 2D plane. Let's say using the x and y axis. I think that's a little bit more accurate. So let's go in and we'll say times, so rad2 degree, it's radians 2 degrees. And I'm sure most of you probably remember this from your maths lessons at school. So we're at 2 degrees, and the formula, yeah, I'll put the formula in. So I've put this, we'll put this in brackets, and it's 360 divided by another set of brackets, and we're going to say pi times 2. So let's save that off. Now obviously we want to continuously call that function. So we'll come to the void update and we'll just paste that in. In fact, we'll put it in if player is grounded, might as well. Open and close brackets, close that line off. Let's just tidy everything up. And we just say we're going to call that function. And we'll save that off there. So now we've got a specific angle for our analog stick, which means if we come down here, we are less likely to, if we're trying to walk left or right, for example, end up jumping forwards, jumping backwards. Obviously, straight up jump can be affected. You know, you might be trying to jump straight up and instead you end up jumping forwards, backwards. So just having a more refined angle or a returned value for the angle of the analog stick just means that we are less likely to actually do something we don't want to do. We want to make sure that if we want to walk right, we're definitely going to walk right. Same with jump forward, jump up, and all the other movements. We definitely want to make sure that, well, it would kill a fighting game, to be quite honest, if the controls are not good. So this, as I said, this is a refinement. So I think we'll leave it here for this lesson. We've got everything we need in place. And then in the very next video, which I promise you won't have to wait that long for. I know I've been away for quite a number of weeks now. There are reasons for that, but the personal. But I am back, and hopefully I can start getting some more videos up. And yes, I shall see you in the very next video. So until then, as always, bye for now.